First impressions, don't buy at full price, only buy discounted. Assembly is quite straightforward, packaging is really good. It does what it says it does. It just feels a whole lot more flimsy than it looks on their website. Welcome! I'm gonna tell you about my new office chair. Well, at an earlier age, I thought having the perfect office chair was as interesting as washing paint dry. But since I spend most of my time behind the desk and my body is growing older, I am finally at a point where having a good office chair means a lot, because I'll spend a lot of hours on it. So, after searching for something at a good price quality point, I found the hbada E3, and I thought this would change my life. And shortly we'll find out if it did. Because right now I have a fully unboxed hbada E3, or however you pronounce it, waiting for assembly. You're gonna watch me do it. All right, let's open her up and see if we need any additional tools. Oh, exciting. It's like Christmas. Center spoke for the wheels. Headrest. Leg support. Armrest right. Armrest left. The backrest. Some more supports. The assembly instructions. These will come in handy. The seat. Now, let's get to the assembly. Well, it comes pretty neatly packaged. We've got all these bolts here, and if you look closely, you can see there's a bit of blue stuff on the bolts, on the screws. That's actually something like, what's that called? I forgot the mark name, but it makes sure they don't undo themselves in a while. That's nice. We've got the pressurized pin on which the seat rests. We got some wheels here. Let's see how they hold up. But if you look closely, well, you can't really see it, but these wheels have a bit of a rubbery feel. Next to that, they're not remarkable in any way. They're just your standard wheels, I guess. But they're not as hard as the cheaper varieties. So we'll see later on how these hold up. Okay. Now in the instructions we have here, which come in different languages. They start with what I guess is Chinese. I don't know. Korean. Probably Chinese. And it comes in English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish, as far as my languages go. So let's stick to English for now. Okay, we got parts drawings of the parts, so we know what we're talking about. And then they got what I guess is a pretty detailed step-by-step instruction on how to assemble the chair. And when you made it all the way to the end, it tells you how to use it, which is nice. Precautions. When cleaning, please use a soft cloth to wipe. Follow the instructions. Avoid using it in damp or pyrotechnic places. Avoid direct sunlight for a long time. Sounds like my skin. Don't step on the chair or use the chair as a ladder, which may cause rollover. Well, we learned that in elementary school, I guess. This can only be used by one person. Okay, no funny business. More than 2 people will damage the stability. Well, it says here you can only use it with one person, but then it says more than 2 people will damage the stability. So up to 2, you should be just fine. Don't quote me on that. To prevent falling, please ensure that the chair isn't evenly stressed during use. Yes, I believe I saw in another YouTube video that this reclines to about 140 degrees. I'm not going to measure that later on, but I can imagine if you have a nice shoulder workout and you got some mass in your upper body, tilting backwards might make you fall. If anything is lost or damaged, stop using the chair. It is prohibited for minors to install and adjust the product functions, which need to be installed and used under the supervision of adults. Are they saying this chair is dangerous for minors? That's not good advertising. First up, the wheels. Must say they did a pretty good job on packaging. I like when my stuff gets in one piece. I hate all the packaging. Now I've seen some people say, I've heard some people say, that the lower back support, although adjustable, isn't for everybody. And if, because of that, you don't like the seat, they say there is a 30-day return policy. But I've heard people say that return policy is only for unopened boxes. And there's no way you can put this chair together and rebox it with all this packaging shrink fitted. So that might have been one for the lawyers of this firm. And I'm not sure about the return policy. I'm just hoping this is actually a very good chair. Now it says here, remove this, which is actually a flimsy plastic piece. Really flimsy. Well, you're not going to touch that or use that. It's purely decorative, but still feels a bit off. This, luckily, is pretty neatly welded, and seems like it'll do the job quite nicely. And then it says attach and use F-screws, and the F-screws being nicely labeled in the packaging. Comes with an Allen key, so you don't need to look for your own tools. Judging by the look that it's just one Allen key, I guess the whole chair comes together in the same Allen key size. Allen key. Have screws. Now I like a bit of tinkering. I do a lot of work on my bikes, cars, bicycles, whatever. So I'm not really daunted by putting together an office chair. But as there are a lot of people, especially ones who need office chairs, that are not very handy, I think it's nice to show. Now, from a technical standpoint, the fit of these parts is quite bad. These legs fit all together way too loose around the base. And I'm not sure how that's going to hold up over the long term. So just twist them nice and tight, or good and tight as some of my YouTube heroes call it. And hope they stay that way. And if this is you on a Saturday night, just watching some random guy put together office chairs, good for you. I've been there. I'm still am. Right now, probably. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Yep. Okay, the wheels on. These usually just click in. That's one. Well, that's the foot. Part 2, getting the footrest done. That is a nice solid piece of metal. Now, I haven't been looking into these ergonomic office chairs for quite a long time. Last time I did, a few years back, they were crazy expensive and just weren't worth my money. But nowadays everything is expensive, so why not have a bit more expensive chair? But not that expensive. These chairs, together with a few other brands who offer similar models, they seem to be a good value proposition. So this feels actually quite nice. I couldn't see in other videos what kind of material this is, and of course you can either in this because well, it's slightly rubbery, but not sticky, so that's good. And it is padded, so I think this will do nicely on the back of your legs. Yeah. It's not faux leather either. It's really more rubbery, but in a silicone type of way. Yeah, silicone. That's more the feel of it. Silicone. Okay. This screw needs to go to the back. This should slide right in, and then we have 2 screws we have to put in there, and those are G screws. Very nice. Of course, I misplaced my Allen key. Here it is. I said I'd do it with the tools that came with it. I'm all ready to regretting my choice. Okay, there's one. And I think it's set. Yeah. Fix the sliding rod in the footrest positioning hole with 2 G-screws, and then unscrew the pre-installed limit screw of the sliding rod for later use. We'll do just that. You know what? I'll just be a very good builder and put it where the G-screws came from. Next step. Lock the footrest slider onto the seat cushion with H-screws. Then insert the footrest assembly into the slider and then relock the loosened sliding rod limit screw into the sliding rod screw hole. That's a nice sentence. Ignore this step for models without footrest, which makes sense because you wouldn't have it. Okay. Taking out the seat. Making sure you don't damage the fabric. Well, this mesh, according to other reviews, is good. It's nice. Others said it feels a bit rubbery too. That's true. So it won't slide off. That's nice. I wonder how this is in summer when you're wearing shorts. Must be less comfortable. Maybe put a little fleece over there. Okay. Well, this looks pretty sturdy. Now I'm just looking where to install this. Because this should be an opening of some sort, I gather. Here we have it. Together with the seat adjustment. Okay, so let's see if the drawing is correct. Yes, it's a small drawing, but you can still make out the orientation of the parts. And we need H-screws. So again, we get these neatly packaged screws. Not sure what kind of material the seat frame is. It says PP&GF. Well, that's polypropylene, if I pronounce that correctly, and something else. But it feels a bit like ABS plastics. Pro tip here: if you got multiple screws to fasten something, don't fasten them all the way until they're in completely, because usually there's a bit of a difference between the different holes, so you need some wiggle room to make sure all the screws fit. Honestly, I can't imagine why you would order this seat without the leg support, because the price difference isn't really that big. And I can't wait to play my favorite games or watch a nice movie completely reclined, or maybe taking a little break from studying. Okay, now it's important to put back the Allen screw so you don't pull it out in use. That's why. Okay. Okay. That's how that works. Now we're going to put the tilt mechanism in place and tighten it down with these screws. Well, this part looks pretty generic. What other people also told, there's no weight adjustment with this chair. Some more pricey chairs come with an adjustment screw, so it's weight adjustable. This doesn't seem to have one. It's just a big spring. And you can just make out that string. Yeah, you can just see under that label there, under that sticker here. Yeah. And the adjustment handles, they're pretty generic too. They didn't spend a lot of designing budget on this, I can tell you. Okay, orientation. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Now, which holes to use? Oh, there's only one option. Because you can see there's like different footings, but there's only 4 bolt holders here. Ooh. I must say that Allen key is worn out before we finish this. Actually, it's completely worn out right now. So I'm going to get my real tools. So, now a decent tool. With that done, next up, fix the armrest bracket to the backrest using B screws, a wrench. Yes, this seems to be cast aluminium and conveniently is labeled left and right. Yeah, those look pretty good. They're not powder coated, just spray painted, I guess. Might be powder coated, not sure. The backrest. I'm not too sure about the backrest, whether it's plastic or molded aluminum. Might be aluminum. Feels kind of cold to the touch. But I believe that the aluminium backrest is used only in the Elite model, one model up, and that's not a price range. So this might just be plastics. I just don't know. Okay, left, that would be this side. Oh, that's almost like Lego. And we need D screws. B screws. My bad. These just slide quite easily. Get the right part too. That should suffice. Okay. Install the armrest onto the armrest bracket using the C-screw, with the armrest tilted forward and the lifting adjustment button facing outward. Sounds like a plan. We need C. Okay. And armrests. Well, these look actually pretty decent. There's slight padding on the armrests and the elbow rest, and of course there's the adjustment screw here, adjustment button here, and it has 3 positions, 1, 2, and flat. Height adjustment, I guess. Nope, that's not height adjustment, that's forward backward adjustment. I'm not sure if this button controls it. Yes, this is height adjustment. Some people complain that the height adjustment is not adjustable enough, that they are too high for some desks. Maybe that depends on your liking, whether you have your keyboard a bit lower or higher on your desk. We'll find out. Oh, these are held in place with just one screw, which I find might be one screw too few, because this is one of those stress parts that starts to rattle in a while, and if you just got one screw, might be a bit on the weak side. Next step. Fix the backrest to the tilt mechanism using C-screws. Sure thing. Okay, so now the seat has to be joined here. There is quite a lot of adjustment room here. I'm placing it as far backwards as I can. I have pretty short legs, but I might imagine that if you have longer legs, it might be wise to put this a bit forward, because that's at least 1 more centimeter. And with that done, I think we've installed the chair. Last thing to do is put it up on its wheels. Yes, insert the cylinder into the tilt mechanism hole. Oh yeah, and of course we have to put the headrest on. Let's put it on its wheels. There we go. Last part, installing the headrest. And to that end, we need the E-screw. Clicking in the headrest is actually not as fiddly as I first thought. It just has 2 little recessed areas where it clicks in, and then, and that is a bit harder to do, you have to be able to somehow get those screws in there. That's fiddly. All done. Well, here we have it. 1 chair fully installed. Let's check out how it sits. Oh my God. It's a chair. Time for some adjustment. Well, everything feels kind of loose, really. I'm not sure if that was what I was expecting. Especially the lower back support is really loose. And that seems to be non-adjustable, because you can just slide it up, and when you reach the top of the slider, it just falls down all the way and you have to put it up again. Same goes for the backrest itself. And the headrest. Ooh. I'm not sure if I should call that quality, but we'll get into that later. Okay. These side bolsters are also adjustable. You can hear the clicks. I like to be hugged a little, just like in my car, so that's okay for me. I'm wondering because I hear my belt scraping against the fabric, how long that will hold. This seems nice. Nice position. Okay. Well, this is quite relaxed actually. Now let's see how those leg supports hold up. That is actually really comfortable. And with the headrest in this position, I can still view my monitor really well. Typing, that's another thing. And maybe, yeah, we can get those to the side so that it works. Height adjustment. Yeah, I can see how this works. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could do business like this. And maybe fall asleep. I just headrest a little. Oh yeah. And that works really well. I fell asleep instantly. Okay. First impressions, there's a few things I like, a few things I like less. One, this headrest feels really flimsy. It's really loose and it's easily adjustable, but that's a downfall of it too, because it really doesn't lock in place very well. Armrests, those are nice. I like the idea that you can tilt them upwards. For instance, when you're holding a gamepad or something, or your phone, which is nice. I like how they're side adjustable, so they're not in your way if you don't really need them. They're height adjustable, that's nice. They feel about as sturdy as I thought they would, so that's okay. The leg rest, the leg rest feels good, so that's also a nice plus. And it tilts far enough back to lay in a comfortable position, even if you want to catch some shut-eye in between tasks. But that headrest just feels really loose. So I'm going to check out later if that's in any way adjustable, because I feel this should be a lot more firm. For now, this is the hbada chair. Is it worth about 600 euros? I got a Black Friday deal, so it was a bit cheaper at, I believe, 460. Is that a reasonable amount of money for this chair? Well, we'll have to see in a few months how it holds up. First impression, not that good at the 460 Black Friday price point. I think it's okay. But the original listed price of about, what was it, 800, 900? No way. No way. So this brings us back to the issue some people online had with the return policy. You can return it within 30 days, non-assembled. After assembly, you can send it back, which is weird. Questionably on a legal plane. Installation is quite straightforward, good documentation, nice packaging, but that's a one-time thing. Living with this chair is the other thing. So I'll use it for a few weeks and then come back in the air and tell you how it is. I am in no way affiliated with hbada, or however you pronounce it. They didn't give me an extra good deal on this. I just wanted a new office chair, and this is it. This, as long as you're sitting, is really comfy. And maybe, oh yeah, I can totally see this working a little bit more up. Yeah. Actually, I don't know why people were complaining about that lower back support, because it's exactly right. I do have a more curved inwards spine. So maybe people who have more bulging outward spine, well, I could see that would be a problem. But for me, this feels really comfy, really comfy. So, first impressions, don't buy at full price, only buy discounted. Assembly is quite straightforward, packaging is really good. It does what it says it does. It just feels a whole lot more flimsy than it looks on their website. Thanks for watching.